Ellie, and this is Zoe. We live in Beit Shemesh, and due to all of the controversy and angry words being exchanged between everybody, we thought that our words, my words, would help for people to understand a little bit more of what we've been going through. I hope it helps. I don't know if it will, but here we go. It's been about 2 years now that I've been involved in dealing with this dog situation. It started when I would be walking Zoe outside and we would see dogs just roaming around from our Merpeset, which you can't see, but we look right out into the Shetach where the dogs have made themselves a home. And we started hearing barking at night. It would keep us up at night. It would wake up Zoe and she would go crazy barking at night. So that was the beginning of the problem. And then we would start looking outside. We would go on the Merpeset and we would look outside to see what's going on. And what we noticed was that groups of dogs, between 3 and at the most we've seen 9 at a time, would viciously growl and scare people. We thought somebody would get hit by a car because these people would just run in the street because they'd just be walking down Se'ilim. Thank you, Zoe. See, she agrees with me. She supports me in this. People would be walking down Se'ilim and not be any of the wiser, and then the dogs would just come darting out at them, and they would literally run in the street, and we were sure somebody was going to get hit by a car. So point 1 for all of you animal rights activists that say that these are provoked instances, people are doing things to somehow make these dogs attack and be vicious. These are people walking down the street with literally no clue that there's even a dog there. It's completely unprovoked attacks. So that's point number 1. I mean, we have a video. It's unfortunately a very poor video, but we have a video of a woman walking down the street, and right by the kikar, I think she was running, maybe walking, whatever. And I don't know if it was 3 or 4 dogs came just growling and snarling, and they just bit her on the calf and brought her down to the ground, and out of nowhere, totally unprovoked. And thank God there was a car that stopped and pulled her into the car. And this woman had to go and get shots, a series of shots in the hospital. Also unprovoked, just minding her own business, walking down the street. A lot of people have mentioned this is a religious thing. We're religious people, extremists in Beit Shemesh. I get that. Beit Shemesh is a really bad rep for really extreme, obnoxious Jews that completely do not have anything to do with what Judaism represents, and I can understand, because even as a religious person, I hate these people. So as non-religious people, I imagine that you just clump together all of these fanatics as, everybody in Beit Shemesh is that way. That's not the case. I'm Dati. I'm certainly not Haredi. I have a dog. And these are not the people that are wanting to kill the dogs or having this done or fighting for it. We're like really normal people that, when you say, one person on Facebook wrote, I hope your God gives Beit Shemesh a bloodbath, and just wishing all these horrible things on us. I mean, even the extremists that I hate, I don't wish bad on them. I wish them to stop. So, cut the garbage about wishing bad on everybody in Ramat Beit Shemesh, because we're really good people. The problem is that our children, myself, listen, Zoe hasn't had a normal walk in over a year. We walked, Shana, stop doing that. We walk to the corner where we have all the bushes and everything, and she goes to the bathroom, and I'm constantly looking at the kikar where I always see the dogs and making sure they're not there. And she does her business, and we go home. Shraga, please stop doing that because it's really annoying. Sorry, I'm having trouble concentrating because of my son. So she really hasn't gone for a normal walk, and it's been a year, a full year now. I remember last summer, It's been a full year since we took her on a normal walk. We used to walk 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers down to the 38 and back, me and her. Remember we used to do that? We used to take her down to the 38 and back, and I haven't gotten exercise. I haven't walked because I'm afraid of these dogs, and rightfully so. These are not, listen, my husband works on a moshav where there are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of stray dogs walking around the neighborhood. Pit bulls, German shepherds, little pitsy dogs, all kinds of dogs. Every block you go, they're just lounging around like they own the moshav. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I do not see a problem with that. I mean, unless I was somebody afraid of dogs, which is another story, but I don't see a problem with that. I'm fine with dogs being. Those dogs, all 20 dozen of them that are just lounging around the moshav, they don't bother anybody. They mind their own business. We're talking about a group of 10 dogs, let's say, that are on a daily basis viciously attacking innocent people. Children, adults. There was a woman walking on Dolev. I think it was Dolev or Katlav, I think Dolev. And an old lady just walking down the street, and a dog attacked her, a group of dogs attacked her, and she was thrown to the ground, and she broke her collarbone, an elderly woman. I don't understand how people could think that a dog's life is more important than a human life. I don't get it. If Zoe, this dog right here, whom I adore and love and is part of my family, I mean, she brings me joy and calm, and I love her so much. If she would viciously attack anybody, she'd be done. And I'm not saying I'm going to go shoot her, but I'm saying that there's no place where people live, where children, where elderly, where me, want to walk around and be free in our own home, and we have to be afraid that we're going to get attacked. It's not fair. And to all the people who have said, Shrug is rolling his eyes, I'm sorry if I'm ranting. To all the people who have said, well, why haven't you tried anything? Why haven't you done anything? So here's what I have to say. It has been 2 years that I've been involved. Okay, 2 years that I've seen what's going on. And I know that it started out with a dog catcher, who shall remain nameless. That dog catcher was on my speed dial, my number one, and every time I would see from my mirpesed, or I'd be walking outside, or if I heard something, or if he was the first one I called. And then finally Maya was hired, the vet, who has worked tirelessly and endlessly to try to catch these dogs. She is a dog advocate and a dog lover. She has devoted her life to taking care of dogs and animals and doesn't want to see harm done to any of them. And she said, we are not shooting these dogs. It's not happening. And she has spent, I think, 6 months since she's been hired. 6 months. First we got the tranquilizer guns, and she hit them quite often, and the dogs would run away. And before the tranquilizer would hit, would kick in, and they would hide, and they couldn't find it. They would spend hours looking for the dog that they hit and literally couldn't find it. Now, I know a lot of you on Facebook have said, you're a liar and you're stupid, and if these are professionals, and why haven't they found it? This is what's happening. So you can call me a liar, and you can tell me that I'm wrong, but the facts are the facts. And the facts are that the tranquilizer was shot, the dogs would hide, and nobody could find them. So then they got these cages. They invested a lot of money and a lot of time into taking these big cages, these heavy, humongous cages, and they put meat inside, not poison. They said they were very adamant, this is good meat for the dogs, and we actually did catch one. I went away for Pesach, and when I was coming around my kikar, I said to my husband, oh my God, go around the kikar again. And we get to the cage, and there's a dog inside. And I called 106, and they came and they took the dog away. So for all of you people who are saying, put out cages, or find a humane way to do it, what happened to those cages? They were taken away by animal rights activists. All you people who are saying, catch the dogs, don't shoot them, you took away our way to do that. You took away the cages, so now there's no way to catch them. We can't catch them just by walking up to them and saying, come, let's go, you know, you're caught. That's not how it works. It's been years that they have been trying to catch them, and it hasn't worked. There is no other way for these dogs to be gotten rid of than to shoot them. And it doesn't come easily to me, to all the dog lovers, to Maya, to the area. It has been tried so hard to prevent this from happening. Nobody wants to see dogs get shot. Nobody. And you could say I'm a liar, and you could say all these things that you want to say. On Facebook, I've been called horrible things, and people have been disgusting. Thanks so much for that. But the end of the day is I know the truth, and all the people involved know the truth, and the truth is that they cannot be caught. They cannot be caught. I'm almost done. 1 second. I'm almost done. 1 second. It's not happening. We're not catching the dogs. So, my son saw 2 dogs too. Happy? Okay. At the end of the day, the bottom line is that human life comes before animal life. Anybody who thinks otherwise, your heart's bigger than mine. I'm sorry, I don't see that, and I think the majority of the people here that are living in fear, literally living in fear, will tell you that this needs to stop. I mean, I compared the dogs to terrorists, which I was completely called out for, that I'm insane and crazy, and somebody said, did you really just compare these dogs to terrorists? But yes, I did, because the definition of a terrorist is somebody who terrorizes, and these dogs are terrorizing. And in this country, especially in Israel, in case somebody didn't know where I was, terrorists are shot often. They're neutralized. You see the headlines, terrorists neutralized, because that's what you do when somebody doesn't care about human life, and these dogs do not. Yes, they're hungry, yes, they're hot, or they're cold, or they're homeless, and I get that. And another thing that was addressed was that the people in the neighborhood just let their dogs go, and they don't want them anymore. They don't neuter them or spade them, and they just let them go. And yes, that is a tremendous problem. Tremendous. It's a huge problem that needs to be addressed by the area or whoever the right person is to take care of it. The situation needs to be addressed that people do not let their dogs out of the house if they don't want them anymore. There should be a place to go. You drop them off. End of story if you don't want it anymore. So, but that's not what we're dealing with here. That is this situation. But this situation that we're dealing with now is that the dogs are terrorizing us, and they need to be shot. And I would appreciate no negativity on my video. I would really appreciate all your opinions kept to yourself, because I'm not interested in hearing them. The purpose of this video is to enlighten you a little bit as to how we've been living and the terror that we've been dealing with, and that you should know that we are not murderers, we are not religious fanatics, we are not heartless human beings. We are people who want to live our life and want our children to live their lives in a safe place, which we are entitled to. And I guess that's all I have to say, because all my kids are rolling their eyes at me right now that this is way too long, so I apologize. Yep. The truth is I could go on. I have so much to say. I'm literally losing sleep over this. I'm literally losing sleep. I was with my friend yesterday, and I keep looking at all the Facebook, Sarah Netanyahu and everybody, what they have to say, and I'm like, how could these people have such a strong opinion when they have no idea what's going on? They're not here. They're not living what we're living. Come and see what's going on, and then voice your opinion. Stand outside the shetach across the street from my house and have 6 dogs maul at you and bite you and traumatize you for no provoked reason, and then tell me, no, they shouldn't be shot. Okay? After trying every other way to get rid of them, because we didn't want to shoot them, we finally got permission to shoot them, and the thought of living a normal life where I can go outside and take my dog for an hour walk, and I can let my kids play without sending them with mace. I mean, that's exciting to me. And I'm sorry that these dogs have to suffer, but more people are suffering And it's just not fair. It's just not fair. Anyway, thank you for listening. I don't know if anybody got this far in the video, but thank you for listening. I'm wishing you all well and healthy and happy, fruitful lives.
Amen.